Hi, welcome to my channel, or welcome back, as the case may be. I'm glad you're here. Um, I've been thinking an awful lot about what I'm doing on YouTube and whether I want to keep going on YouTube. And one of the things I have realized is that while I thought I could talk about it, about Crohn's disease, the thing that has occupied my life so much for the last few years, I thought I could talk about it long term. I've learned that I simply can't. Uh, what I can say about Crohn's is that I've learned to be selfish because of Crohn's, and that's why I don't plan on talking about it. What I've learned to be selfish with is my time, my attention, and most of all, my energy. I learned to enjoy what I love to do, which is to make things like the crochet that I'm working on at the moment. But I've learned to do it in bursts. No more 5-hour stints of pure effort, making amazing things. In my working years, those things were spreadsheets, presentations, events. And in my finally 6 years of work, it was building grant applications. I built grant applications that ranged from a few $100 to my biggest, which was $100 million. Didn't say I won those. I said I built the applications, but it landed our organization in the top 20 in the world with that last effort. What it didn't do, oddly enough, was keep me from being threatened with a personnel improvement plan. So I did what they actually wanted and split. With my tiny behind right out of there. Not that it was that tiny. After a 2-week notice. It was the middle of the pandemic, literally 2020, and they couldn't fire anyone, but they desperately needed to get rid of some bodies. I'm pretty sure my boss knew I was going to take a hike the minute that she tried to put me on report. But by that time, though I hadn't told them, I had already become sick with what was first diagnosed as ulcerative colitis, then as Crohn's. And by the way, this is if you didn't already know. I just couldn't work at the level that I drove myself to. Nobody wanted me to work as hard as I did, except me. But mostly, I couldn't do that kind of work because I was in the bathroom all the time. It's where I spent most of my time. And when the anemia from the bleeding that was happening internally got to its worst, and then the 24/7 AFib that came along with all of that shut my whole body down, I couldn't even walk across the house without bending over trying to suck in air. But here's the deal. Pardon me. I don't want to live there. I know what the past 2 years have been, few years really, have been like. Well, 2020, God, it's been 5 years. Bluntly, a lot of it was just awful. But I'm out the other side of that with the help of a number of things, including my doctor's help, a number of different medications that have gotten me into a pretty good place. And I need to draw that curtain shut, not hold it open. It's not a wall, it's a curtain, but I'm not done. And I don't have to look at it, even though I do have to live with it. But I can't live my life looking at it, so I'm not going to. What I can do is what I'm doing now. And you're welcome to come along with me in the best part of that journey, as far as I'm concerned, which is watching what I do instead of having to make what I do. What I do is I make things. I write, I paint, I crochet, I quilt, and I combine more than one of those things into the designer handbags that I create. There is a link in the description below to where I sell them if you're interested. There are only a couple of them up at the moment, but I'm working on it. and you can watch me working on it. And I also want to talk about the things that I think about while I'm doing all of those things. Some of the ones that I came up with this morning, my Fitbit's lying to me. It's the AFib is part of that. The job market. It's whether or not it's hard to find a job. It was easy for me, et cetera, et cetera. Finding out how I like my coffee. I'm about to tell you, actually. So that'll be a part of this one. The next one that I came up with was how I deal with my medications, how I strap my knees. If you really want to learn how a 64-year-old woman goes through her day-to-day life. And why I say be safe to my husband before I get off the phone with him every single time, and what those kind of rituals do for us that soothe us. That's just a few of the things I'm thinking about. There's a lot of things I'm thinking about, and I think about them while I'm making, and I'll be talking to you about them if you drop in. I'm not saying you should, not saying you shouldn't. But if you've made it this far, you might also get to, okay, no, I'm not gonna let y'all watch me try to learn to quit or to learn to knit, because honestly, I don't think that YouTube would like it if I put that many cuss words into a video. And that's the thing I do at night with Corey, and that's all I do at night is talk to my husband, watch crap stuff on TV, often YouTube, and just enjoy the time with him, because I get little enough of it as it is. Anyway, if you've made it this far, I will also end the video with the same title card, mostly because I'm lazy, but also because it makes me laugh. I generate my title cards on AI by describing myself and my cat. And this one's done on Microsoft Copilot. And no, they don't provide any kind of sponsorship for the channel. But if you look at what that woman's holding in the image, it's not knitting and it's not crochet. It's some hybrid of them both. Because AI apparently isn't that I yet. But if, unlike Microsoft, you want to support what I'm doing, there's a link in the description for Buy Me a Coffee, which, while I probably shouldn't be drinking it, I do, and I do have one, and it's not cheap. Well, it's cheaper than Starbucks, but still, it's 6 ounces of macadamia nut coffee from Gloria Jean Coffees, made in a Keurig. No, they ain't sponsoring me either Gloria Jeans or Keurig, but still. 2 pumps of sugar-free English coffee syrup, 3 tablespoons of non-dairy creamer, 4 packets of Great Value Splenda knockoff, and a pinch of salt to take down the bitterness that couldn't possibly survive that onslaught. Anyway, it's poured over ice, and it's seriously glorious. I recommend it highly. Have a good day. I hope to see you again on the channel. Bye.